Can I take your order, please? So, yeah, I've been away for a bit. I just caught up with an old friend that I used to work with. We had a bit of a shindig, and I caught up with a whole bunch of other friends that, yeah, old Macca's buddies. It was good to see. Yeah, my friend was back from Australia, so I think he's gone back to Australia now. But yeah, it was good. So that's why I look strung out. I don't do drugs. I just look like absolute shit. Uh, and I'm waiting up till midnight to let our puppy out. So I've got like 40 minutes before I can do that, go back to bed, or I can go to bed. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about sort of spiritual stuff and supernatural stuff. And I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, shall we say? I understand there are a lot of people out there that are skeptic. I used to be one of them. I used to, sort of be skeptical about religion and sort of the the supernatural, and I sort of laugh at the goody good Christian kids and stuff like that. But from my own experiences, and that's all I can go by is my own experiences, and the experiences that you guys have not had. Um, so yeah, I completely understand if you think I'm just a whack job, but I'm gonna say them anyway because, like I said in my last video, these are memories that I'm probably gonna forget one day, and you know, uh, even though they're very vivid for me because they stood out very well, um, everyone's mind slowly fades. So, pretty much, I'll start off with I've talked about my dog Ryan before on the channel. Um, he was attacked on a walk. This was in 2024, this happened. So, yeah, we had to put him down. So, yeah, sorry if my eyes water. Uh, I get a bit emotional and I do yawn because I'm tired. So yeah, again, I'm not on drugs. It's really weird. I get really emotional. Like I'll talk. I was at my dad's grave, right, and I don't cry there because I didn't really know him. He was like I was 9 months old at the time of his death, and it was just really strange. Like I went to the graves and I was just so like I started crying. It was like almost like it was like I wasn't feeling sad though. It was just like this overwhelming emotion. It's just so weird. I can't explain it, but it's really weird. And basically, I was walking past the infants' graves, and that was where it hit me, and it just was like I could just feel like these. I don't believe in psychics and none of that shit, so I don't. I'm skeptical about everything, but like it was like when I walked past these infants' graves that I could feel like they were waiting for their parents to cross, and I was just like, yeah, honestly, it really hit me hard, and it still kind of does when I think about it. Anyway, sorry, getting emo, but yeah, talking about our dog Ryan. Um, so I had I had this afternoon nap about a week, probably after his passing, probably the same week of his passing, maybe a few days after, and yeah, I woke up. It was like 3 p.m. I woke up and yeah, I heard I was half awake, half asleep type thing, and I heard him barking right outside my door, like no shit. I've got no reason to make this stuff up, man. Like, I'm not getting paid for YouTube. I don't care about clicks or anything like that. I just wanted to share with you my experiences, and I would love for you to share yours in the comment section if you have had any kind of like supernatural esque experiences or spiritual experiences, I guess you could say. Supernatural's just a bit, it sounds too dark, I guess. But then, yeah, if you've had those experiences, let me know too. But yeah, um, so I heard him barking right outside my door, and it sounded like when he was like, he never made it to 2 years old, so he technically was a puppy. But it sounded like a very young Ryan, like when he was really little, and he was kind of like yapping, like a happy yap. And I believe that was him telling me that he was okay. Um, I actually had a dream before he passed, before he got attacked, telling me that he was going to be attacked. And I know that sounds mental, but I did. It sounded like my own thoughts, and but it was like, the voice said, it was like, Ryan's going to be attacked on a walk, but don't worry, it'll be okay. And obviously, naturally, I thought, oh, he was going to be all right. When it did happen, I thought, oh, he's going to be all right. But we took him to the vets to get his staples taken out, and then they're like, oh, this wound's right to the bone, so we had to pretty much make the call. And yeah, honestly, man, it's the most hardest fucking thing I've ever had to do in my life. Wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, in all honesty. But yeah, it was weird. I had that, and then not long after, he got attacked, and I wish to hell that like I'd been on that walk. It was just my mum and him, fucking bull terrier, of course. Um, so yeah, he that was one instance, and then sorry, I just need some water. There was one instance, and I've talked about the other one too, where he used to barge the toilet door open when you're like taking a piss when he was alive, and it's so funny, man. Like you'd be midstream, you'd think you'd shut the door, and you had your privacy, but no, fucking Ryan would barge in. You're standing there midstream. You've got like people, anyone could walk past the door, and so you're like, shit. What do I do? I hope no one walks past and sees me. But this very situation happened not long after he'd passed away, within the first week or two, and it was uncanny because it happened. And like I've checked the hinges. I'm very skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. I've tried slamming the door. I tried closing it gently. I tried just closing it at a medium speed, and like seeing if it bounces back or moves or anything like that. Nope, can't recreate it for the life of me. And I've tried so many times. This happened twice to me. This door barged open and no one was behind it. It just barged open. So, how do you explain that shit? Like, how do you fucking explain that? Like, am I losing my goddamn mind? Probably. And you're welcome to say that in the comments. But yeah, this actually happened. Um, so yeah. Another thing too, my mum also heard this. When we usually close the cat door or the doggy door or whatever you want to call it. That so if we were doing something outside, or like maybe we'd be doing like weed killing or something like that. We didn't want him out there, obviously, because he would eat fucking everything. Like he would eat. There's another thing about Ryan. He would eat like his turds on the lawn looked like a pile of assorted chocolates. You know what I mean? Like they had all different colors. Like there was no two that looked the same. It was just like he even ate a stick once. It was like fucking like this thick and like that long, and I was just like, how the fuck did that get through your digestive system? But anyway, um, yeah, I don't even know where half the shit was that he ate, where he found it, but basically we locked the cat door anyway, and he would walk into it. He's like a cartoon. He would like walk into it, and his nose would go against it, and we're like, oh shit, sorry Ryan, we'll open it up for you. If we accidentally left it closed. But that very noise is so fucking like distinct that like Mum and I both heard it after he had passed away, and it's like he was trying to get in. Like it was just it's so weird. Like you can't. Yeah, I just find it. Yeah, I can't explain it. Like it's just really. Yeah, like it just sounds nuts. I know it does, but it happened. I know it happened. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk about that. And the last thing that happened, Ryan related, was my sister and I would go night walking, and we walked past the area that Ryan was attacked, and it's just around the corner from our house actually. And that's the thing, he was almost home too, and he got attacked. But yeah, I remember looking at the gate and being like, oh, poor Ryan, he was fighting for his life outside of there once upon a time type thing, because it had been nearly a year since he had passed away. And it was sort of, yeah, it was really weird. And then so we got around the corner. Uh, on the same street as our house type thing, and the there's there's lights behind us, and I thought it was a car. And I was like, oh, okay, shit, there's a car coming type thing. I was hoping my sister would kind of like move to the left on the footpath more so I can kind of like get on there because I thought I was going to get hit. Um, and these lights were like coming in fast, like they were, it was like a car approaching you from behind. And my sister quickly jumped on the side as fast as she could, but she was really slow. And I was like, shit, I'm going to get hit. And I turned around to face whatever it was, and the lights disappeared. And I just like I looked to see if there was a car that had turned off or anything. Nope, couldn't. We live in like a rural area, so there's not much traffic. Um, so I just can't begin to explain it. Like it was really strange. There wasn't enough time for a car to turn off. Because we live in a rural area, it's very quiet. So even a hybrid, you could probably still hear the tires on our unmaintained roads. So yeah, I don't know what it was. The lights just disappeared, and my sister and I both saw it, and it was like, yeah, these lights were coming up fast behind us. I thought I was going to get bowled. I turned around to face the car, and it had gone, whatever it was. So it was really strange, and it was not long. I was thinking about Ryan just before that happened. So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe in coincidence either. Like I really don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. Um, I think there's a lot more to this life than what we are led to believe, what we like to pretend to believe, which is more accurate because we always try and think of a reason or a excuse for something. Try and pull the science blanket. I mean, I'm not a science denier. I'm not denying science. I think science is very important. We use that in our everyday life. Here in a like our fleshy like world. But I think when something kind of is a little bit beyond that, we still try and pull this blanket, this science blanket over something like that, and it's kind of like beyond our own understanding. And I think it's fine to just say we don't get that, we don't understand that, instead of just saying, oh well, there's a logical reason behind it, and it's like we're just going to lump it in here. It's like okay then, how do you obtain that data? So I just think that anyway. That's just my opinion. Like I say, like opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. But yeah, um, so that was the experiences of Ryan. Anyway, I remember when I was quitting smoking. My mum and my sister are always kind of like into like basically like spiritual mediums and stuff like that. They kind of like I was never into that. I never bought into that sort of thing. And yeah, my sister and my mum did, and they were like always going on about like how butterflies and that are like a sign from the spirit realm and shit like that, and I was like, oh, okay, that sounds a bit whack, type thing. It's a sign from dad or whatever, like because yeah, my dad passed away when I was 9 months old. Like a spirit, like he's sent a butterfly type thing to that he's there type sort of shit. Like it sounds whack. I know it does. But I've heard other stories about like other people like talking about like ladybugs and things like that with their like reoccurring thing. I know it sounds mental, but yeah, basically the butterflies thing. I was just like, oh, that's whack. Specifically monarch butterflies. Actually, it wasn't just any butterflies. It was just monarch butterflies that show up, especially when you're having like it does like anyway, I'll just tell the fucking story, right? So basically, um, yeah, I was a real heavy smoker at this time in my life. I was smoking like 30 grams a day, 30 grams a day, 30 grams a week, um, and yeah, I felt like absolute shit. But my niece was like, "Oh, you should quit," and I'm just like, "Oh, I'll quit when I want to," type thing. Even though she really wanted me to quit, and so I I went out for my cigarette break. I'd finished working at McDonald's at the stage. I was doing produce, and I went out to the car park, and I looked down. I was about to light one up, and I looked down. There's a cigarette butt on the ground, and there's also attached to that cigarette butt was this fucking monarch butterfly, and it was dying. And like, I just don't know how you'd explain that shit. Like, what are the odds? It was actually hugging the cigarette butt. Never in my life have I ever seen something like that. and it's just really odd that it's kind of, you know, it's along the same lines of what my mum and my sister were saying, like, about the butterflies being a spiritual sign. And there's a I think I don't know if it's certain cultures or something that have said that butterflies can actually travel from like spirit realm to our realm type thing. I don't know what to believe, but yeah, this is I'm just quoting what I've heard. um I just find it very strange, and you can find me very strange. That's perfectly okay. I just really wanted to kind of share this with you guys because I think yeah, it's definitely something that's of interest, even if you just think it's a funny video about a whack job talking about his spiritual experiences or whatever. But yeah, leave your comments anyway in the comment section. And yeah, I guess there's some people that just want to watch and don't comment, and that's fine too. But hopefully, this will shed some light that there's possibly something more out there than what we are led to believe. So there I go, off the eyes watering again. It's really weird. Um, so yeah, it's because I'm tired and I yawn as well at the moment. But yeah, on a day where I've had lots of sleep, it's really weird. So that was my experiences with that butterfly and the cigarette butt anyway. And then there was another thing I wanted to talk about was dreams. Um, this is like kind of a weird topic because what are dreams? Just like fragments of your imagination. You know, you could say, I guess that's what science tells us. Well, I had one where I was in a McDonald's drive-through with my sister, right? And it was taking forever to get our order, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what the hold up is." We waited for like a really long time, and then we were finally like, "You know what? We're gonna go in there and find out what the hell the hold up is." So we go in there. There's this girl behind the counter, or a woman, and she looks really strung out, like really strung out. Um, so much so that she had stopped bagging the orders, and yeah, so she was just like, she'd pretty much given up. And I remember at that point in the dream, I remember this very vividly, that I had the choice of approaching her with a like an abrupt sort of attitude, sort of like, oh, what the hell's the hold up type thing, or I had the option to say, be more understanding, and that's naturally what occurs to me. I'm more of an understanding person. I'm not that abrupt. Um, so I said, like, I just made small talk with her. I can't remember exactly what I said, and but I do recall what happened next. And I said, like, she started sort of warming up to me a bit more. We were talking like small talk, and I said, "Oh, there's not enough whiskey in this world, right?" And she's like, more or less insinuating, she could use a drink type thing, as a joke. And she's like, "No, there isn't." And then she started bagging the orders up again as she was kind of getting a bit more, um, you know, into uh, the conversation. So pretty much, as she was bagging up the orders, I said, "Yeah, you don't want to drink too much though, you might die." And she says, "I've been dead before." And she just casually said, "I've been dead before," like it was nothing. And I was just like, I couldn't sort of believe what I was hearing, but at the same time, I accepted it. And and she's like, I was like, "Oh, really?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Have you heard of reincarnation?" No, at that point, like in my life, I've never been believed in reincarnation. I don't, you know, I sort of, why would I dream about that? Why would a fragment of my imagination or my mind turn around and dream, like, make this shit up? It doesn't make sense to me, right? So there's definitely something more to it, I believe. And so, like, it's like, why would my brain push something I don't believe? It's just stupid. So yeah, she said that, and then I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Have you heard of it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have. Wouldn't mind, like, I wouldn't mind knowing more about it though." And she says, "Come back tomorrow, and I'll tell you more about it." And that could mean anything. That could mean like tonight I could have a dream. And that could be tomorrow, and it'd be like, she would tell me about it. But I knew in the dream that it was the day I die, she will tell me about it. That's what I felt like when I woke up. Anyway, And yeah, she oh shit, I'm yawning. Anyway, yeah, she said that, and she started writing something down on a piece of paper, and I thought it was she was giving me a phone number, but it turned out it was she was drawing like a stick man doing an ollie on a skateboard, and I was like, oh yeah, like that's kind of cool type thing. And then that's when she said, yeah, come back tomorrow and I'll tell you all about it. And then yeah, she as soon as we left the restaurant, she gave us our bagged our order and gave it to us. And then we left the restaurant, and as soon as I left the restaurant, I woke up. Well, my sister and I left the restaurant, I woke up. So yeah, weird dream. Weird dream. You could put it down as a weird dream, or you could put it down as something more. I don't know. This is just my own experience. But it was like in the dream, I knew what things were at that time. You know, there's some stuff that you don't take back with you when you go to these dream realms. That's what I think anyway, because you're not supposed to bring that knowledge back with you. Just like when people have had near death experiences and they can't remember some stuff, but they're allowed to. Oh shit, there I go again. Man, I'm knackered. Is it nearly time for me to like? Oh yeah, I've got nearly like 12 minutes. Um, yeah, so when people have had near death experiences and they can't bring certain knowledge back with them, I think that has something to do with it. It kind of works like alongside that. Um, so yeah, that's just what I think anyway. These are my personal experiences. You don't have to make anything of it. You can just be like, oh yeah, whack job, next video. Uh, but yeah, I really believe there's something more to this life and that you're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. So, um, that's pretty much all of them. Oh, there was an experience I had. I was supposed to fix the roof and I completely fucked it. I'm not a handyman. I'm a gamer, right? These hands were not meant to fix. They were meant to destroy. And yeah, I kind of broke the roof, and I paid for a new one to get fixed, and I got the repair guy out here, and I helped him just to bump some money off the bill because it was quite costly, and I won't tell you how. I'll tell you how I fixed it. There was like a loose nail up the top, and then I was like, oh, I'll just get up there and hammer it. And I couldn't reach it, so I fucking duct taped the hammer to this like hatchet, which is a stupid fucking idea. And I hit it, and because I was just out of reach, and I hit it, and it just fucking broke the plastic, and the whole thing was just fucked. It was a stupid move, and yeah, I was retarded. And anyway, uh, it was the axe hammer. We joke about that in the family because it's kind of like a meme. It's like I'm no good at Frank Westing from Dead Rising. For those that don't know, um, yeah. Anyway, the guy I was helping him out. He was on the ladder, and then he got down off the ladder, and then he started talking to me, and then my sister was talking to his wife, and all of a sudden the ladder just like kind of shook, like someone had grabbed it and shook it. He was nowhere near it. I was nowhere near it. You could turn around and say, "Oh, it popped out of the grass." It didn't. It did not pop out of the grass. It was like sturdy as really firmly placed in there. But someone had grabbed it and shook it. It looked like anyway from what I saw, and he saw it too. And he looked at me. I looked at him, and I was like, "Yeah," it just sort of like, "Did you see that?" type thing. And he's like, "That was weird." So there's some weird shit going on here. There's definitely something more to this life, I think. This is a very old house, I think. Oh, the land is very old. Um, yeah, I've had the odd sort of experience, but yeah, I just really want to hear about you guys' experiences. Please let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I think that'll do it from me. It's like been 24 minutes, nearly 25, and I got to let the puppy out for a pee. So the puppy is actually I haven't even talked about him either. We got a new puppy, right? And he's actually Ryan's biological brother, right? And because the same breeders, uh, bred their dogs again, and yeah, it's actually Ryan's biological brother. That's what's awesome about it. My sister decided to go out and grab puppy, so for my mum. So that was really sweet. And yeah, he's a handful at the moment. We're all ran ragged, but we're enjoying him. So it's good to have a dog back in the house again. It's good to see Mum happy with a pet again because she was really traumatized by what happened. Naturally, we all were, but she was right there when it did happen. So yeah. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts and feelings are, and take care. It's a fucking mad world out there. See ya.